Affordable housing.
Why do we need it?
Now.
Press conferencing at 4:30.
Say something.
I said, I'm not in a section.
I want to thank all of you for being here today because it's important. It's important that we focus on why we're here. There's been stalling tactics going on this property for over 4 years. We are denied jobs. We are denied housing. We are denied income in the communities. We are denied tax revenue for the city and for the state. And this is plain wrong. This is the last hurdle, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last hurdle today. And when we get the final approval, God willing, which will be shortly, we will start building the Atlantic Yards and putting the next So I say to all of us, onward and upward. And we will not stop until that project is built. So I say to all of you, continue. God bless and continue to
I used 5 years ago when we began this project. 5.5 years ago when we began this project, I was the executive director for New York Acorn. And for over 20 years, we tried to deal with developers that were building in Brooklyn. And we tried to say, listen, you need to make a partnership with the community. And you know what one developer after another told us? If I make 1 penny less than what I could make, I'll never do anything. I don't need to do affordable housing. I don't want to do affordable housing. All I want to do is make a buck and get out. And then, when we went to Forest City Ratner, the same rep, expecting to get the same reply, guess what? One developer said, you know what? This makes sense because I'm not building to get out. I'm building to stay. And now, 5.5 years later, enough stalling, enough is enough. We believe that this project is a national model. Now I've become the national head of Acorn with over 500,000 low and moderate income people of color. And here's what that model is. It's like the perfect number. 3. When you have public dollars, private dollars, and the community together, that is the model. That is the model for development in this country. Enough is enough. You better build it and build it now.
Greetings, everyone. I am the Community Benefits Agreement Chair. And like Bertha said, we're fired up, and it's time to build the project. We all know we need jobs. We all know we need affordable housing. We all know that we need this project built, and we need it built now. No more excuses. And that's the end of that. We're fired up. We're fired up. And we're fired up.
Go ahead. Bless us, Rev. Bless us.
All right. Before I bless you, maybe I should curse some people. But in any event,
as you can well imagine, the reception I get is because of my age. I'm pushing 80. I'm 51 years as the minister in Brooklyn and beyond. I have national responsibilities, as does Bertha, and it's good to see you. When we got to the negotiating table, the jobs that's built and the housing and all of these very necessary elements in our community, but what we want and what we had projected and what we had visualized across the years is what we used to call, before some of you were born, how do we humanize the metropolis? When all of these buildings are going up, what is the human quality that ought to be implemented? So when we sat at the negotiation table, we said, all right, we are the lead organization on the arena. Therefore, how can we negotiate maximum benefits for the community from the arena? We built into the CBA that a percentage of the money would go to people who are suffering the severest crises, so that those who don't know how to manipulate the system will also benefit from the benefit agreement. In addition to that, we were concerned about the infant mortality rate, which is the index of the health of any community. In the air surrounding area, would you believe it, the infant mortality rate is comparable to some third world countries. So we negotiated with the developers and said, listen, you got to do something about arresting the infant mortality rate, bringing health services to the community. So they agreed to a state-of-the-art health facility. So in addition to the jobs that are necessary, desperately needed, in addition to the housing, desperately needed, in addition to the construction, desperately needed, but the human quality is we will also make sure that the arena will benefit the community at large. We will make sure that the project will bring health services. We're already meeting with the leading doctors, hospitals in the area to ensure that this project will not forget the human quality and will bring these services. This is why we 150.
Thank you. On behalf of the business community, I want to express our support. We're delighted to join with the community, with organized labor, to endorse this project. We've supported it from the beginning. We support it going forward. We need the nets here. We need the housing here. And most of all, we need the jobs here. Given the economic conditions of this country and our city, the economy is not getting better. There are very few private investments that are prepared to go forward, that are ready to go to create jobs in this city. This is one of those few that can get this economy going again. So we're here, having worked for the last 30 years with Reverend Daughtry and with Bertha and with Delia and with the representatives of organized labor to move these communities forward, to get development going. We're here once again in the face of another crisis to work together to make this happen. So we join you.
My name is Gary LaBarbera. I'm the president of the Building Construction Trades Council of Greater New York. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's a pleasure to be here with all of my friends from the ACORN and the business community, the development community, and of course my brothers in organized labor. Let me just tell you quickly, you've heard a lot today already. This project makes sense. This project has it all. It has a developer that wants to commit to the community. It has community working with organized labor. It has the support of business. Together, it's a winning project. The best social program, the best anti-poverty program is employment, is jobs. That's going to create. So on behalf of the building trades, we support this project, and we want to build it, and we want to build it now! Thank you, Sarah. Would you say a few words on behalf of Brooklyn?
My name is Sal Zarzana. I'm the president of the Brooklyn Local. And we build in a lot of communities. And the same thing that a lot of people here said, most of the developers here, they don't want to build union. They build non-union. They use out-of-town people. They use non-skilled people. There is money being wasted in our communities that the community is losing. There are people here that are starving, that the unions are willing to give them the opportunity to make $50 an hour plus benefits. Where can you get a job like that if you didn't go through college? Okay? And then what happens when they do this? When they do this type of building using illegal immigrants here, what they do is they put stress on our social security system, on our education system, and on our health system. And that's why it's great to have developers and be partners with guys like Bruce Ratner. That's all I have to say.